What's going on, guys? So today I'm going over the PTS patch notes. Now, I'm not going to go over every single thing. I'm just going to go over the things that I think are the biggest changes, and I'm basically just going to tell you the structure of how I'm going to do this. I'm going to go over the changes that I'm not going to be able to actually show in game on the PTS, and then once the PTS is finally up, which it was supposed to be up yesterday morning and still isn't up, I'm going to showcase the housing. Now, a lot of YouTubers have already put out their, PTS patch note thoughts and all that stuff, but I'm gonna wait to put mine out until I can actually show you guys some of the housing features and stuff like that instead of doing it in a separate video. I might show some of the other changes with stuff in a separate video, but for now I just want to go over some of the specific things that I think are the best changes that are coming in patch 13. Alright, so the very first thing I want to go over is the thing that everybody has been bitching about the most, including myself. So the item proc sets. This is a bigger nerf than people really think it is. So the proc sets are no longer going to be able to critically heal or deal damage. So no more crits from proc sets. Now, people might say, oh, that's not a big enough nerf, they're still going to be viable. Well, maybe, but if you've looked in any of my videos or other people's videos, when proc sets don't crit, such as Viper, you're only hitting a player from maybe 4k at the most, and that's not that bad. Now, when they crit is when they're hitting up from, 9 to 10k. So the fact that they're not able to hit that 9-10k even against people wearing full impen, that's where this change is going to be much better. So we'll see how it goes. I'm not going to say for sure that it's going to make them inviable or make it better, but it seems to me that this is a step in the right direction, and hopefully this is going to fix the problem with proc sets that are going on right now. Now, the next one that I want to highlight is Black Rose. Black Rose is no longer completely stamina based. Now, it's going to have max magicka and max stamina. Its 3-piece is going to be max stamina, its 4-piece is going to be max magicka. So it's going to be more of a rounded type set. I don't know if this is going to make it inviable or worse, but it definitely looks like it's taking a hit because it gave you a high amount of max stamina. So that's hopefully a good thing. Infernal Guardian, they fixed the issues where it was removing people from stealth and shit like that. So that's the only thing that really needed fixed with it. Now, Viper Sting. This is going to take away from some gank builds, including one of mine. They fixed the thing that was making it trigger by using poisons and disease damage. So basically you could use poison or disease damage enchantments on your bow and it would still proc Viper instead of having to use a melee attack. So that's pretty cheap, so they fixed that. So that's gonna make it to where Viper's a little bit less used in gank builds, but it'll probably still be used because you can still just ambush in and that should proc it, but at the same time it's not going to crit anymore, so it's going to do less damage. But I still think Viper is still going to be viable and still going to be used, so we'll see. Now, I'm not going over every single class and the changes that they're going to go through, so I'm going over the Dragon Knight and the Nightblade. Dragon Knight because so many people have been asking for this class to be buffed, and I'm not sure if they really delivered on that yet, but we'll see. And I'm going to go over Nightblade because they kind of took a hit on a certain number of things as well, which Nightblades are still going to be overpowered in my opinion, which it's my main class, so don't say that I'm being biased towards it or anything, but they're still pretty overpowered, mostly because of incapacitating strike. So okay, we'll start with the Dragon Knight. So, Burning Embers. Fix an issue where the rank of this morph was not allowing multiple Dragon Knights to apply damage over time to the same target. Okay, sure. Fiery Grip got a little bit of a buff. I'm not sure if that's going to make it viable or not, but we'll see. Lava Whip did get a damage increase by 5%, so not super substantial, but it's whatever we can get, I guess, for Magicka Dragon Knight. Now, this is the weirdest change. I'm not sure how I feel about it. Now, coagulating blood now heals you for 33% of your missing magicka and your instead of your missing health. So I don't really understand this, because this basically says you need to be missing magicka and you need to be low on health for it to heal you. So this almost seems like it's even worse. So not only, okay, so let's put it this way. You have high magicka sustain, right? So let's say you're low on health, but you're not low on magicka. This is not going to heal you for shit. So I don't get this change, to be honest. Now, the fact that it can now critically heal, that is a good thing. But the fact that you need 2 criterias for this to heal now doesn't make much sense to me. It's 33% of your missing magicka instead of 33% of your missing health. So yeah, you'd have to be low on health and low on magicka. So this is only good in a fight. If you get ganked and the person doesn't quite kill you, then this doesn't do anything. So I think this is just worse now. I don't know. I guess I'm gonna go into the game and test it, and I'll let you guys know about that, I guess. They changed a couple other things, but nothing too crazy. Ferocious Leap, however, now deals flame damage instead of physical damage. So Ferocious Leap is now going to be a mag decay ultimate. So that's pretty cool, especially since it's a gap closer and a CC at the same time. So that's a good change. Battle Roar, yeah, nothing substantial there. Now we're gonna go into the Nightblade. Now they messed around with Grim Focus and Relentless Focus a little bit. Grim Focus, Assassin's will only proc. It scales with your spell damage and max magicka stats. I didn't know that it didn't before, so that's kind of just weird to me. Now, Relentless Focus, the initial cast of the Morse now costs stamina instead of magicka, so that's pretty good. You don't have to have that extra max magicka to be able to cast that. It's still good to have it on a Nightblade, but that definitely helps a little bit. And it scales with your weapon damage and max stamina stats. So again, I didn't know that it didn't scale, so that's news to me. That's pretty much the only... Oh, the big nerf to mag decay, or mag Nightblades rather. Strife, which is Swallow Soul, and the other morph, Funnel Health or whatever, increase the cost of this ability and its morphs by approximately 38%. That is a huge nerf. I don't know if this... We might have to go back to using Concealed Weapon. And what sucks about this is I just started using Magblade. First of all, Magblade is not even overpowered, so I don't know why they would nerf this ability. Especially to cost 38% more. That means it's going to cost like 3k. So it's not going to be spammable anymore. And it looks like we're going back to using Concealed Weapon, I guess. So I guess we'll just have to see on that one. Alright, moving on to the next thing. Now this is probably the biggest nerf to stamina that is coming this patch. Stamina is getting nerfed by the Unchained passive. The ability now reduces the cost of a single stamina ability by 80% for 5 seconds, instead of reducing the cost of all stamina abilities within 3 seconds by 80%. So instead of being able to cast 2 or 3 abilities within that time that Unchained is procced, you get to choose one ability. Now, I think that's one of the biggest changes to stamina, one of the biggest things that's gonna take a hit for stamina, and I think it's well needed. The Unchained passive is very strong, and I think this is a welcome nerf. I play stamina builds and everything, but I like this nerf, so that's pretty much all I have to say about that one. Or as the words of Forrest Gump, that's all I got to say about that. Now, I'm not gonna go through and try and find where it says this. I can't remember where it is in the patch notes. It's pretty long here, so... but they're changing some of the specific set items, like the one that increases damage for two-handed swords. They're changing it to where you can only get a two-handed sword for that set, or the ones that give passive for the bows. They are changing it to where only bows are going to drop for that. So I think that's a well-needed change. People are tired of getting, sword singers lightning staffs and shit like that because they're fucking useless with that set. So anybody that's looking for that specific type of gear is going to have an easier time finding it. So let's go on to the next. Now, probably my favorite change for this whole patch is the fact that they are adding in equipment vendors into Cyrodiil. Now, the vendors sell zone bags of the Alliance's home zones. So basically what this means is the vendors are going to sell bags that contain the gear out of the different overland zones in or outside of Cyrodiil. So this means you're not going to have to do that PvE content in order to get the gear that you need. So say that you go to the vendor that has the Necropotence Riven Spire bag. That means you're going to get something out of that bag that only drops in Riven Spire. So one of the 3 different equipments, you'll be able to receive a piece of that out of each bag, and each bag only costs 5k alliance points, so that's not too bad actually. That's what, 5k, and you can kill like 3 to 5 people and have that easy. So that takes no time to get, and this is going to be a better way for me at least to get these different types of equipment that I need from overlands. So I'll definitely be saving my alliance points for these bags. Now real quick, I just want to add in that the CP cap is going up again. It's going up to 600, which just kind of fucking, oh god. I switched from Xbox. Of course, I've said this in so many of my videos. I'm only like CP 300 or so, not even. So I'm trying to catch up on PC, and this is just making it harder for me. I'm gonna have another 60 CP to have to try and catch up to, and oh god, I'm so tired of doing CP and all that shit. I'm just gonna have to end up grinding it out, but I guess that's whatever. I guess it adds some longevity to the game. So anyway, the last thing that I want to go over before I show you guys the actual houses and the housing pass and kind of showcase that is the buffs and debuffs that are being implemented in the game. So there's a new debuff called Minor Magicka Steal, and when you apply this debuff, every time you hit the attacker, you receive 400 Magicka every second. So that's a good way to sustain yourself when you actually apply Magicka Steal. Now, I don't see anything about like a stamina steal, so I guess that's not a thing, but there is a life steal debuff, so when you hit the attacker you restore health. So that's kind of interesting. I'm kind of interested to see what people are going to do with these new debuffs, and yeah, it could be cool. Another nerf to stamina is Major Evasion is being reduced from 20% down to 15% dodge chance. I think that's a much needed change, and honestly I think it might actually make shuffle and double take unviable at this point. So, but we'll see how it actually works out in game. I'm not going to say whether or not any of these changes are good or bad until I've actually tried them out and tested them. And until they're actually implemented into the live game and people have tested it and I've gotten other opinions and everything like that. So yeah, that's pretty much all I want to talk about. That's kind of the highlights of the patch notes. There's tons of other stuff on here, but as you can see, I'd be sitting here for a fucking hour just discussing all the changes that are going on. So I just wanted to highlight the important ones. There are some other cool things in here, so I recommend that you guys go and check it out. But for now, I'm going to show you guys the player housing, and if for some reason the PTS doesn't come up and I end up putting this video out and I'm not able to show you the player housing on this video, I will be coming out with another video that'll showcase the actual houses. Alright, so let's go ahead and jump into that. Okay, so before I go over and look at some of the houses, I noticed that there's some furnishing stuff in the collections tab. So it looks like every veteran monster that you kill, you get a bust for. That's pretty cool. So you'll be able to display your monster heads inside of your house to show which ones you've killed. So that's kind of interesting. That gives me more incentive to go do dungeons, considering I don't do a lot of PvE content. Alright, let's go into some of the other changes now that I'm finally into the PTS and it's finally come up. Alright, so while I'm going over this, I want to show you guys some of the crazy things that I've found that I kind of missed on the PTS. Now, there are stations that you're able to put inside your house. There are also new materials that are coming out. I didn't know that. I didn't read through all the housing stuff because I wanted to be kind of surprised. So new materials, including rare materials that are used for the crafting as well. So it looks like all these different materials are for the different things that are already around, such as like the blacksmithing and stuff like that. As you can see, I've got all the houses, so I'm gonna go through a couple of them and see like one small, medium, and large, and then a manor, and just kind of play around with it. I'm not gonna show all that on screen because it'll take forever. But yeah, new materials, that's kind of interesting. I'm wondering, they're gonna be very expensive, I'm sure, when they first come out, and these rare ones are gonna be ridiculously expensive, I'm guessing. When it first comes out, so that's going to be a very good way to make gold when this patch first drops. But me myself, I'm going to save up to probably get like a medium or large house. And I know my guild's saving up to get a manor, so that's going to be interesting. Alright, moving on. Alright guys, so I'm in the courthouse of my new small home that I'm just kind of checking out right now. I already crafted a few things and put them inside the house. So before I go into like the bigger houses and show you what they look like, I want to show you some of the crafting for the housing and all that shit. So yeah, the courtyard, it's not that bad. For a small house, this isn't too bad. Let's go inside. I've already placed a few things in here. As you can see, I put a brazier in here because I needed some extra light. You can turn it on, turn it off. I put an alchemy station. I put one backwards as well. I got a woodworking station. I put my pet down in here, my little jackal. I've got a cooking station that I don't think I'm supposed to be using in my house. And I've got a blacksmithing station. It looks like there are a ton of things, but this is just a small house, so you're going to be able to go so in depth. Like, my mind's honestly kind of blown by the amount that they put into this housing, and it's awesome. So I'm not like a super housing type person, but once I saw this is pretty cool. So I'm in the browser right now where you place everything down, and as you can see, you got different things that you can put in your house. You can put your horse in here. You can put random shit like a flagpole. I guess I can't put that in here, but what else we got? Different stations. I've got a lantern that I can just put down, and it looks like, hold on, is this an outside? It might be an outside thing. Come on. Okay, there we go. So it looks like you got this. Now you can control the directions that things are put as well. So I can put that shit right there if I want. Now I've got a floating lantern. Check that out. Floating lantern. But yeah, guys, this is really cool. So the way that you're going to be able to craft stuff, you're actually going to be able to use different stations. So all of your professions are going to be relevant. Now, let's see. I don't have any ingredients for alchemy to be able to make anything there. But for woodworking, you got this little thing over here called blueprints. Now, you're going to be able to craft a bunch of different stuff. Like, it's crazy the amount of stuff that they actually put in here. And this is just for the woodworking stuff. Also, you'll be able to craft it in different styles. So all that style material that you guys got sitting in your craft bags right now, you'll be able to finally use. So that's pretty awesome. Yeah, there's just tons of different things that you can make. For blacksmithing, there's a bunch of different like blacksmithing type stuff, like braziers and lamps, anything that's like made of metal for blacksmithing. And then I didn't put down a clothing one, so I'm assuming you'll be able to make like carpets and stuff for clothing. So this is really impressive, guys. Like, I'm very impressed by all this housing stuff that they've done. I'm pretty excited. I can't wait for this patch to come out. It's going to be so much fun. I'm going to be spending hours and hours on my house, and it's going to give me a lot more to do in the game, and I just can't wait. It's going to be great. So now I'm going to take you guys to some of the other houses. I'm not going to furnish them first or anything. I'm just going to go through and see what they look like and how big they are. Good news is you're going to be able to teleport to your house at any point just by going to your collections tab. As you can see, I've got every single house in the game other than these giant ones. This one looks really fucking cool. The Topal Bay Island. Oh my god, I want that. I want that for our guild. That's going to be great. But I'm going to show you guys some of the other houses now, and after that I'll just kind of give an overview. I know this is going to be a long video, so alright, I'll be right back. Alright guys, so now I am in another house. This is, I guess, like a medium-sized area. It looks like the outside is a little bit bigger than the normal area. Oh, I'm not even in the actual house. That's cool. Okay, so you get this little tiny house area, and then you can go inside this area as well. Whoa, what's going on? Sorry, I've got the main game running in the background too. Okay, so there's like two houses kind of. So if this part's a little bit laggy, it's because I got the main game running in the background as well, so I can talk to people on there. So yeah, this is pretty cool. It's probably a little bit too small for my taste, but the outside area is big, so if you want a big outside area to hang out in, then this might be for you. This one's pretty cool. I'm not going to be able to show you guys every single house just because there's a lot of them, but I'm going to pick the coolest looking ones and show you. Alright, on to the next one. Alright guys, so I'm in another medium-sized house because I wanted to get an idea of how big the like regular medium-sized houses are, not with just the outside. So this one looks pretty decently big. We got a room over here, we got another main room here, and then you can go upstairs and you got all this attic space. So it's not huge, but it's pretty decently big. So let me go outside and see if I can see it from the outside, or if it's gonna port me back or something like that. Alright, so I'm on the outside now. This is what the house looks like from the outside. It's decently big. It's not like gigantic, but it's pretty big. So, alright, let's go to another one now. Alright guys, so I'm in another, I'm in a large house now. I don't think this is one of the manors, but it is absolutely fucking massive. Okay, so I'm gonna run around the outside real quick. As you can see, this is pretty, like, I would really like the way that this one is set up. You got like a pool here, and then you got all this courtyard. You even got your own stables over there you can put your horses in. I'm pretty sure you can go down here. Yeah, look, you got like a boat dock. Oh man, this place is huge. You got like a balcony up there and a tower. You've got your own tower. I might actually be investing in this one. I guarantee you it costs about 3 million gold though, so it's gonna be expensive. But yeah, this one's huge. Let's go inside. I already went inside and checked it out. The place is pretty damn big. You got another courtyard here. To be able to furnish this would cost you quite a bit too, a lot of farming. So you got this main area here, and then the upstairs. Look at this shit. This is crazy. And I'm pretty sure you can go into the courtyard. And yeah, you got like balconies throughout. This place is gigantic. This would be fine for a guild. You don't even need a manor, I guess, for this. So, alright, let's go check out one of the manors now. I'm excited to see how big they are. Alright guys, I haven't even looked at this one yet. It's called the Estate or something like that. This place is big. Look at the stables over here. And there's the big ass house I haven't went into yet. I just wanted to see what's on the outside first. Wow, this is pretty big. So it doesn't look as big as the last one I checked out. Maybe the last one was a manor. I'm not too sure. But let's go ahead and go inside. This is huge. You could fit your whole guild here. Let's see. Come on, let's go inside. Now we've got some big halls. It's not as big on the inside as I thought, as it seems. Goes to the courtyard. You got this big ass area, I guess. Big ass bedroom. And then, how do you get up there? There's like a little place up there, but you can't get up there. It's kind of weird. Yeah, the inside's not as big as the last one, I don't think, but it's still huge. Like, it'd be great for like a guild hall or a guild area. I'm gonna check out some of the other ones and everything. I'm gonna show you guys one more, and that's gonna be it. All right. Alright, so I'm in the last one that I'm going to show you guys. It's called the Grand Topol Hideaway. I'm guessing it's one of the biggest ones. It's a whole island that you can get. Now, this has to cost a good pretty penny. I'm sure like 30 million, something crazy. As you can see, it's absolutely gigantic. You got areas here. You got areas down there all the way across. Let's see, we got this big ass mountain here. I'm sure this is like the main area right here, and then you got another area up there. So let's go inside and see what's in here. Alright, pretty decent sized space, nothing gigantic or anything like that. Let's see. Now, let's go up here and see what's up here. And there's a pretty decent amount up here as well. There's just tons of space for whatever you want on this island. This is definitely for a guild. I did check out the cavern as well. The cavern is pretty cool. It'd be nice for a guild hall as well. So I'm pretty impressed by what ZeniMax has built here. This had to have taken a ton of time to build all these houses, and they gave us a pretty good amount of them. So yeah, that's pretty much it for this video, guys. Overall, I think I'm gonna like this patch. Now, the changes and everything, I'm going to test a few builds. This is a Dragonite. I'm going to test a Dragonite and a Sorcerer build to see what changes they made with Dragonites and see the Destro staff changes as well. So I might make some separate videos for those to see what's going on with that. And yeah, I'm really hyped for this. This is going to be a lot of fun. It's going to give me some things to do in game, so I'm not just sitting around. I can actually go out and get the materials for stuff to put in my house. I'm just going to get like a medium house for myself, and then my guild will have a separate one, of course. So, alright guys, I hope you enjoyed everything. Go check out the PTS and everything for yourself, and I'll see you guys in the next video. Peace.